Hey everyone, and welcome to part 2 of our two-part series on first the prospect funnel and now marketing and retention, and how Zen Planner can help you with those two features through the use mostly of automations. My name is Austin and I'm the Customer Engagement Manager here at Zen Planner.
And I'm Nichole and I'm on the marketing team here at Zen Planner.
Cool. So as I mentioned last time, this is something that we talked about in Zen Academies, which are our on-site presentations that we did 3 of last year, one in Denver, one in Los Angeles, and one in Dallas. So this is the information that was presented during those. So if you missed it or didn't even know it was happening, this is the information that we were going over, and we're going to present that with you, and it'll be recorded. So if at any point you need to leave, don't worry, you'll receive a recording of the webinar shortly after. So you'll be able to watch that at your leisure. If you have questions during the webinar, there is a question functionality in GoToWebinar, so you'll be able to ask Mike, our onboarding coach here, some questions if you have any. He'll be responding to those, and then if we have any that we need to go over live, we can definitely talk over those. Today, we're first going to look at a presentation from Nichole over marketing and retention, just some things that don't have anything to do with Zen Planner necessarily. They're more just functionality of how you would enact a marketing plan or a referral program, what have you, as well as how to keep your members around. So we're going to start with that, and then I will go into some Zen Planner focused items. I'll log in, take a look at automations and other features that can help you implement those. So to start, we will go over to Nichole.
Cool. All right, before we jump into the marketing side of this presentation, I just quickly want to highlight some exciting things happening over here at Zen Planner. We released our annual benchmark report surveys this week. So if you're not familiar with Zen Planner's benchmark reports, we release them every year, and we release them for 4 specific verticals that Zen Planner serves. So the industries are yoga, affiliate gyms, boutique gyms, and martial arts schools. So we do have customers kind of all over the board, but we release our surveys for those specific industries, and they're designed specifically to help owners like you benchmark your business data against leaders in the industry to see how you align and where you can improve. So before we release our benchmark reports, we actually survey hundreds of facilities around the world to get that benchmark data, and then our data experts here at Zen Planner compile it, analyze it, and then we put it into the 4 benchmark reports that will be released early next year. So here's the fun part. If you take one of our benchmark report surveys and you align with one of the 4 key verticals, you will be entered to win one of 5 gift cards, and the total giveaway for gift cards for this is $8,000. So we're giving away 5 Visa gift cards per benchmark report that we are releasing. So if you have a few minutes, sit down, share your information about your business with us. It's extremely helpful. It'll help other business owners, and you have a chance to win some cash, which we all love. So where can you find the survey? You can go to zenplanner.com/survey and then pick the industry you most align with. You also should have received an email from our team as well, and all the information about the prizes and the survey are within that email too. All right, so let's first jump into the marketing side, specifically member retention and referral programs. As Austin mentioned, this is more business strategy, but many of the points that I cover can actually be implemented within Zen Planner software, and Austin will hit on that on the second part of the presentation. We chose to specifically focus on member retention and referral programs because this is typically low-hanging fruit for gym, studio, and school owners. If you haven't focused on your member retention or haven't tried out a referral program in the past, these are easy and typically pretty cheap ways to just increase your overall revenue month over month because you are focusing specifically on your members. So if you're dumping a bunch of money into other marketing programs but haven't looked at these specifically, I would encourage you to take these tips, implement the ones that make sense for your business, and see if you can increase some of those specifics for your business, especially in the upcoming year. All right, member retention. Can this be considered marketing? I think so, because in a way you're going to be marketing to your own members and making sure that they're happy and they stick around. It actually costs 5 times more to win a new member than to keep an existing one. So making sure you're investing in your current members is going to be extremely beneficial to your business in the long run. So I'm going to quickly cover 5 tips to increase the member retention at your gym, school, or studio. There are other ways, but these are kind of good starting points if you haven't thought of them before. Number 1 is just to make sure you're starting with a great first impression the moment a new member walks through your door. You're going to have new people walking through your door all the time, trying out a class, and you want to make sure that you're A, aware of them, and B, giving them the best first impression they could have so that they'll continue to come back. So make sure that the new member knows what to expect before their first class. You can do that in a variety of ways, but if they've signed up for a free trial on your website, you can set up an automated email within Zen Planner to give them a little bit of information before they actually attend their first class. So little things like where to park, what to bring, what to expect are great little things to add into an email before they attend, just to reduce the barriers of them actually showing up. I know as a gym member, it can be intimidating walking into a gym for the first time, especially if you don't know anyone. So any ways you can just make them feel more comfortable before they even show up will definitely help. Make sure that your staff is also aware of new members and that they're keeping an eye out for them when they walk in the door. There are several different ways you can make sure that these new members feel comfortable when they walk in. You can have your staff reach out to them, introduce themselves, give them a tour of your facility. You can also have maybe one of your more established members. If you have like a super member who comes all the time, they've been coming for several years, you could actually introduce the new member to one of your existing members and have them show them around to just start building community the second that new member walks in the door. Another helpful way to make a good first impression is to ask that new member what their goals are. That's going to look different for every person that walks through your door, and being aware of that off the bat will help you make sure you're aware of what they're looking for and help them reach those personal goals. And then lastly, make sure to follow up after class. Usually that's great to do that in person before they walk out the door, but that can also look like a follow-up call or an email, any way to make sure that they have any questions answered and get them to come back again and hopefully sign up for a full membership. All right, tip number 2 is just to make it easy and fun to be a member at your facility. A few easy ways to do this is number 1, make sure that they're on auto pay. This is beneficial not only to the member, but also to you as a business owner. If you have members on auto pay, that is predictable revenue for you month in and month out. You're not going to have to chase members down, making sure that they pay you every month. So it takes some work off your plate. It's an easy thing set up within Zen Planner, but it also helps members. It's just one thing off their plate as well. No one likes to go in and have to remember to pay a subscription every month. That's why most software companies we see these days have everyone on auto pay. If you don't have a member on auto pay, there's a higher chance they're not going to come back if they realize, oh, I have to go in and pay another, say, $100. That's a bigger barrier than if they look at their account, they've already paid it, then they've kind of already committed to that next month, and then just keeps them coming back a little more consistently. Also make sure that you're using Zen Planner's member-facing features. So our member app, our calendar embeds on your website. Make sure that members are able to check themselves in before class so that you don't have to stand there and do that. And make sure you're leveraging features like workout and belt tracking if those align with your school or if you're an affiliate gym. All right, tip number 3 is get to know your members and their specific goals. We touched on this a little bit already, but this really does make a difference. So one simple thing you can implement, and again within Zen Planner software, it makes it much easier, is to recognize and celebrate mile markers. So one way to do this is to set up task alerts when a specific member has attended a certain amount of classes, and then congratulate them on that accomplishment. So whether that's 10 classes, 25 classes, but once they hit that, you can set up an alert, have a specific staff member reach out and congratulate them, or if you're a little tight on bandwidth, you can also set up an automated email to go out and congratulate them that way as well. Also make sure that you and your staff members are checking in with members, especially if you haven't seen them in a while, and make sure that they're missed. This kind of ties into the sense of community, and if you stop going somewhere and no one says anything, you kind of think that you're not important. But if you're checking in with your members and reach out, give them a phone call or a text, there's a higher chance that they'll show up. So we created a little video of one way to not check in with your members. You definitely don't want to publicly harass and shame them like I did for Austin on his Facebook page here. So I'm writing on Austin's wall as if I was a coach at the gym that he attends, and I say, "Hey Austin, we missed you at the gym last week, and the week before, and the week before." So I don't think Austin's going to want to come back after that kind of shaming, so make sure that you tailor it. And obviously this is just a joke, but people like to be missed, so keep that in mind. All right, tip number 4 is measure satisfaction and get feedback. When we did the Zen Academy across the U.S. this year, we asked how many people are sending out satisfaction surveys on a regular basis, and there was typically not that many hands raised in the room. And that's fair because it's very hard to hear negative feedback specifically about your business. Your business is your baby, and it is kind of a vulnerable position to ask your members what they think about you, because it can be scary to hear what they might say. But that does not mean you should not be doing it. Sending out surveys on a regular basis is just going to give you much more transparency within your business, especially when members are less likely to give feedback. So I threw this quote on the slide, and it says, "Typically, a business only hears from about 4% of its unhappy customers. This could be because the client assumes that you don't care to hear about their complaint, or they prefer not to make a scene. Most often, if a client is unhappy, they will just decide to cancel their membership without telling you the truth behind their decision." And personally, this definitely rings true for me. I've been a member at several different gyms where I'm unhappy with class times or specific coaches, and I'm not one to make a fuss, so I just silently ghost them and never come back. But if they had sent out a survey or given me a call asking for feedback, I would have been more likely to openly share that feedback with them, and then they could have made those changes if that was feedback that they heard across the board, and ultimately made their membership base more happy. The way you can keep this kind of ongoing and not just a one-time survey send is, again, with those automated emails or tasks within Zen Planner. One great way to do this would be kind of a trigger on attendances again. So once a member has shown up to 7 classes, you could send an automated email with a link to a survey using something like SurveyMonkey, asking a few open-ended questions, and then thanking them for their time. So that's one easy way to do it. You could also have more of a personal touch and have staff members routinely give members a call and ask for their feedback that way as well. So again, it can be intimidating to ask for that feedback, but it could be invaluable to your business as a whole. And lastly, make sure that you're nurturing a sense of community at your facility. A lot of people show up at a specific gym or studio because they enjoy the people that are there. It's a lot harder to get out of bed at 5 a.m. if you don't know anyone else that's going to show up, but if you know your friend's going to be there, it's a lot easier to be motivated to show up to that class. So think of establishing a sense of community both inside your facility and outside. So a few ways to make sure that your business is set up to facilitate community within your doors would be even thinking about the layout of your space. Is there room for members to chat before and after class, or are they kind of getting pushed out the door so that the next class can get started? I've been to some really cool gyms where they have some couches and more of a community area up front, and that just allows people to hang out before and after class and build relationships outside of the actual class time. And then a little more commonly outside of the gym, great ways to just keep and build that sense of community is community outreach, adventure races, things you can work towards. Here in Colorado, a lot of gyms do 14ers together, just ways that members can get to know each other and kind of build that outside will just strengthen the community within your walls, and then also strengthen your referral programs. So referral programs are great, especially as part of your marketing strategy, because you're leveraging your members and their network. And if your members like your gym or studio, there's a high percentage chance that the people in their network are going to like it as well, and they will be more sticky in terms of how long your members actually stick around. So this quote says, referrals tend to buy more in products and services and have a higher lifetime value. They are also happier and more loyal because they've self-selected your services using reliable criteria, the recommendation of a friend. So there's a higher chance that someone will sign up for a membership if they've heard great things from someone they know versus maybe clicking an ad online where they really don't know if the things that they're reading about the gym or studio are actually true of people and people especially that they relate to. All right, so if you're going to start a referral program for your business, get started by asking, this is 3, I actually added a 4th, so we're going to go through 4 questions to ask while you're building your referral program. First of all, ask what is a new member worth to you. When you're budgeting and figuring out how much money you want to put into marketing versus other parts of your business, it's kind of good to say, okay, what's the value and the payoff for specific marketing tasks? So you can look at this in several different ways, especially when budgeting. So how much is a paid membership at your gym? Say that's $130. And then how much are you willing to spend to actually get a new member? If you want to kind of dig deeper into your data and the numbers, you could actually look at the lifetime value of a member. So on average, how long are members staying with you? So then instead of $130, if on average you have members sticking around for a year, then you're looking at their lifetime value being over $1,000, and then maybe you're willing to spend a little bit more to get a new member in the door. Number 2, ask if you want to reward just the member or the member and the person they've referred. So again, this goes back to budget and exactly how you're going to reward them. This is something that you may just have to test and see what works best for your school or your gym or your studio. There's no one right way to do it. It's just kind of more trial and error. But again, the more kind of tying into that first impression, kind of rewarding the person that's been referred in addition to your member can only improve that kind of first impression you give to them when they walk in the door. Then you need to decide what you'll use to reward your referrals. This again ties back to your budget and can look anything from a piece of swag to cash to we've seen people give, a discount on memberships, things like that. Again, it ties back to what's a new member worth to you and how much are you willing to give, and what motivates your members. At a yoga studio, a water bottle may be super exciting for students versus maybe at a CrossFit gym, people are more likely to refer people if they get $20 cash. So think through that. You can even ask that as part of your feedback surveys, is what would be motivating for your members to bring in referrals, and then go from there. And then last but certainly not least is ask how you will measure the success of your program. As a marketing team here at Zen Planner, we always ask this question before we launch any new marketing campaign because we want to know our return on investment on every dollar that we spend. Luckily, Zen Planner software can help you track some of this, which will help. So one way to do this is create a lead source within Zen Planner, and Austin can show you how to do that here in a few minutes. But basically just having a lead source called Referral Program within the software and tagging brand new leads that have been referred will easily help you just quantify exactly how many new members are tied to your referral program. And then add a new landing page on your website. So you can use a Zen Planner lead capture widget specifically for your referral program that tags that lead source, and you can direct basically all your members to the specific landing page, and they can send that out to their friends to kind of promote your referral program across all of your members. All right, so next steps is make sure that you're establishing clear messaging for your team, and your team being your staff members. You want to make sure that your staff members are excited about the program, because if they're not excited, it's going to be really hard for the members to get excited. So establish clear messaging, make sure they're all telling the members the exact same thing so that there's not questions. If one coach is telling members they're going to get $50 and another coach is telling members they're going to get $100, that's where the chaos unleashes. So make sure to have clear messaging, type it up. You can have flyers, handouts, any way to make sure your coaches are all on the same page. Second, prepare your resources, whatever that looks like for you. Promotional resources would be emails. They could be simply like business cards where your members would write their name and then hand those out to friends. And then make sure to just get the word out. There are several ways you can get the word out. Obviously, social media is an easy and free way to promote your campaign. So share that on Facebook, Instagram, any other social platforms that you're on. You can set up an automated email within Zen Planner asking for referrals. Again, that could be part of your maybe 6-month check-in, or once people have attended 10 times, you could ask them if they have any friends they'd like to bring in, and then also explain what the rewards are for your referral program. Again, I mentioned business cards. That's like a cheap and easy way to promote the referral program, and they can give those to their friends, their family, and their colleagues. And I also wanted to hit on a few other ideas specifically for referral programs, because you can set up referral programs 100 different ways, and a lot of it comes from testing and then also your industry. So again, a referral program might look very different for a yoga studio than a martial arts school, but the cool thing about Zen Academy is we had Zen Planner customers from all over sharing ideas, and I just wanted to highlight 3 or 4 specific ideas we heard from customers that work to hopefully help you out as you kind of either refresh or start your referral program for the first time. So first of all, competition. So we had one Zen Planner customer say that they had a very successful referral program because they turned the whole thing into a competition. There's a high chance that your members are competitive, right? They're doing fitness challenges, they're, competing to improve themselves every single day, and so competition is always a great way to get some buy-in from members. So what this specific gym did was they put some kind of big poster on the wall with all the members' names that were participating in the referral program, and basically used a point system. So they tied points to things like a member drop-in or a friend drop-in or a actual sign-up. So for this example, they did 10 points if a member brought a friend, and then 50 points if the member brought a friend and they actually signed up for a paid membership of at least a month. So they kept track with stickers on this poster, and then over time rewarded people when they hit different mile markers for points. But their end reward was if any member accumulated 500 points, they actually got an unlimited membership for an entire year, which is huge and extremely motivating for a lot of people. So if you think about it, 500 points would be an equivalent to 10 brand new members, and the payoff for you as a business owner definitely pays out, because giving one person a free membership for 10 brand new members with paid memberships definitely pays off. A second really cool way we heard one, I think it was also a gym, build their referral program, was actually kind of keeping it incognito and surprising members when they referred people instead of doing a big loud push. So when they had members bring in a friend and the friend signed up, they wrote them a handwritten thank you card and actually gave them cash. And I'm pretty sure this specific gym gave them $100, which is huge. I don't know exactly how much their memberships cost specifically, but they said this worked out really great for them because people weren't doing it for a specific reason. They were genuinely sharing their excitement about their gym with their friends, and when they signed up, it's just a good way to thank them and then encourage them moving forward to continue to bring friends in, knowing that there is that cash reward if their friends sign up. And then lastly, riding the seasonal waves is a great way to also set up your referral programs. When we were in Dallas a few months ago, we actually had someone say that the referral program hadn't been working super great for them. It was hard to keep the buzz alive year-round all the time. It kind of got old. You sound like a broken wheel promoting it over and over again. And so we actually had some school owners say they did more seasonal pushes. So instead of having a year-round referral program, setting something up specifically for, like, if you're a martial arts school, the beginning of the school year, because I see a big influx of younger kids kind of tied to the beginning of the school year, and having a referral program there. So if a kid brings one of his friends, then they would get rewards and that sort of thing. Another way to do seasonal referral programs would be around holidays. So we had one yoga studio who actually sold $100 gift cards for $10 to be gifts to their members' friends. So in this case, there would have to be some restrictions around it, but they had members buying multiple gift cards, technically worth $100, paid 10, 20, 30 bucks for that, and then gave those to their friends. There's a high value there, and there's a low cost to you because you're getting new members through the door. So those are just a few examples of ways that Zen Planner customers have been structuring their referral programs and actually seeing some benefit from it. Zen Planner has a referral program. If you're not familiar with it, we like to reward both you and whoever you refer. So if you refer a gym, school, or studio owner and they sign up with Zen Planner, you get $100 and they also get $100. So everyone gets money. We love that. And we've seen just great return. It's honestly the best and easiest way to market Zen Planner because we know that the people that are referred are good fits, and we obviously love to reward you all as well. So now Austin is going to jump into the Zen Planner software and show you how to build out some of the things that I referred to throughout my presentation. And feel free to ask any questions throughout this. We can answer them at the end regarding what I just covered.
Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and pause and log into my database. We're going to be looking at mostly automations that kind of introduce not only the retention aspects, but the marketing aspects of your business to your members. So the referral program, birthday celebrations, that kind of thing. So we'll be able to see that. Just like with the prospect funnel, I'm not going to go really deep into automations. I'll kind of show what one looks like and kind of the build out. I'm going to be sending out not only the prospect funnel webinar, but an automations webinar. So if you do have questions just about how to actually build out an automation, you can refer to that rather than me going over it now. So if you're familiar with automations, I'm just going to be pointing out some that are super helpful in this regard. So we're going to click on Setup and scroll down to Automations. And just to take a quick look at these, I'm going to use our marketing ones here because that's kind of what we'll be going over. If we click into the Like Us on Facebook, we can see the basic setup of an automation. Number one is what is going to trigger this automation. This one's very bare. It doesn't refer to any specific group or status of person or prospect status, anything like that. It is just the fact that they have attended 5 classes. So anyone who attends 5 classes is going to receive this email automation. When are they going to receive it is what number 2 covers, and that's 0 days after their last attendance. So as soon as they attend that 5th class, they're going to receive this email. And then number 3 is the template here, and we'll look at that here in just a second, with number 4 being just some categorization tools that you can use. So most of our marketing and retention emails and automations are going to be this attendance-based. We could do it based on the amount of time that they've been a member, but let's say you want to send a survey to all of your members or to members after a specific point on how they're enjoying your gym, and you say that the email goes out 1 month after they've joined with you. Well, they may have only come to 1 or 2 classes and probably aren't going to provide valuable feedback as far as what they like about your gym or what they don't like. Whereas if you're certain they've attended, let's say 10 classes, you know they've gotten a feel for what you're offering, what your classes are structured like, all of that, and they'll be more likely to provide valuable feedback for you. So let's take a look at this Like Us on Facebook. Everyone already has these 3 automations in their database. If they're not under My Automations, it's because you haven't looked at them yet, and you can just scroll down to your preset automations and you'll see them listed here. But if we look at Like Us on Facebook, this is kind of a marketing automation rather than like a retention type marketing automation, because you're asking your members to go ahead and like you on Facebook, kind of boosting the amount of likes you have and thereby being better able to communicate with them, as well as getting more likes for your page and thus it becoming more popular. So like I said, after they've attended 5 classes, they're going to get this email. We're going to open the message template editor, and you'll notice we were brought into document templates, so we're now out of automations and into document templates. And it's going to say, Like Us on Facebook, and it's going to fill in their name here. All of these bracketed items are tags that are going to fill in automatically for you based on who it's being sent to. And you can certainly edit this email as much as you want. But right now it says, Hi, Austin. Thank you for training with us at CrossFit in the Rye. We're really looking forward to reaching some big results together. Would you take a minute to like our Facebook page? And then with this button here, it's basically just an image at this point, but you're able to click the hyperlink button here and put in your Facebook URL. So that's going to give them the ability to see this email, click on the Facebook button, and then like your page. Again, this is for people who are already members with you, so they've attended 5 classes. So it's going to go to their primary email, they'll be able to click on it and like your page, and that's some internal marketing that you can do to make sure that your Facebook is gaining popularity, and like I said, you can use it to communicate with this member who has now liked your page, as well as kind of show that you are well liked on Facebook by the amount of likes that your page actually has. So if we save that, we can come back into automations. Number 2 is how to refer a friend. So like Nicole was talking about, make sure people are hearing about your referral program, and this is another way to do that. So you know that if somebody has attended 15 classes, and again, this can be changed to whatever amount you would like, but you know if they've attended 15 classes, they're a constant member, and therefore the friends that they refer are going to be high value as well. They're not just, oh, I went to this gym a couple times and I think you'd like it. It's more like, I've been going to this gym for a while now and I think you would enjoy it. Here's information about how our referral program works. So again, this is going out right after they've attended 15 classes. And then if we open the message template editor here, it's going to bring us to our document template that explains our referral program. This one you absolutely do need to change because it's filling in with auto information because everyone's referral program is different. So just so you know, if you don't know about this yet, here's our referral program. If you refer someone, you're going to get this, they're going to get this, whatever that looks like, you're going to type that information into here. And it's going to their email, again, after they've completed 15 attendances. So we can save changes. And then our last one under marketing is review us on Google and Yelp. And that's one other way to, just like us on Facebook, it's saying, how can I get better reviews on Google and Yelp? How can I kind of promote my business through my members? And this is very similar to the Facebook one. It's just going to say, would you mind writing what you think about our gym on Yelp or Google? You can make these into buttons so they can click on them. Again, after they've attended 10 classes, 20 classes, however you want that to look like. But then you'll start to see those Yelp reviews go up. Hopefully they're 5-star ratings that they're giving you. And that's going to increase your marketing to new members who are looking at your Google page and see all of the good reviews that you're getting. Another way you can use automations, Nichole touched on kind of in the beginning, making sure that your members are happy. And one way to do that is through these attendance automations here. They work just like the ones for marketing, but this is kind of the community building aspect, because you're saying you've attended 50 classes and I'm going to send you some information about that. So if we click into one of these, let me refresh the page real quick. What we're going to be saying here is, first of all, congratulations on reaching your 50 classes. So that's just number of times attended is 50, and then 0 days after last attendance, just like our other ones. But another thing you can work into here is the surveys. So this is blank right now, but what you can say is, congratulations, you've reached 50 classes. We're so happy that you've stuck with us for so long. Please fill out this survey to let us know how we're doing. Because even if somebody's attended 50 classes, they still might have some things that they want to call out that they don't necessarily like about your school or gym, or they may want to promote some things. Like, I really like that there's a community space in the front where we can talk before and after class. Whatever that may be, they're going to have an opinion because they've been into 50 classes. Again, you can lower and raise this as needed, but they definitely know what your gym is about and how they feel it could be improved, or the things that you're doing right. So some other things that are just community-based would be the birthday alert and the miss you email. These are just ways of knowing that you as a gym member, or rather a staff member, care about your members. This birthday alert is a really interesting one. Basically, if you have the correct birthday entered for someone, it's going to say anyone who is a student is going to get this email on their birthday. So it kind of lets you know that you're thinking about them, even though technically you're not, since it's an automation that's going out to them. But one way that I've seen this go out or be used by staff is to open the message template editor. And what this is a public-facing email to that person. It's going to their email address and saying, hey, happy birthday. And of course, not everyone's doing a special birthday workout, so definitely change the wording here. But one other way I've seen this work is, instead of having that sent to the primary email of the person whose birthday it is, you can have it entered to go to a staff member or the school's email, so that you can, rather than having that email go out to them, when you see them that day, you can actually say happy birthday in person. It's a little more personalized that way, and this reminder is letting you know, hey, it's this person's birthday, make sure you reach out to them when you see them. You could also have it, like we have set up here, go to that person and BCC the school email, so that not only do they get an email, but you also have that in the back of your mind for when you see them. Hey, I saw it was your birthday the other day. How was your birthday? How did it go? That kind of thing. So that's one way to kind of customize that birthday alert, and that's the way I've seen people do it fairly often. And then the miss you email. Like we saw with the Facebook post, you don't want to publicly shame your members if they're not coming to the gym, but this email or text message is a good way to quickly let them know, hey, we miss you, we haven't seen you in a while. Let us know, what we could be doing different that would make you come more, or just, hey, we hope to see you soon. Just letting them know that you're thinking about them. So with this one, kind of same thing here. You can open the message template editor. Like I said, you can change this to a text message if you'd like. The way that you would do that, and again, there's more information about this in the automations webinar, but if we edit properties over here, we can see the format currently is an email, but we can switch that over to an SMS text message and save changes. So just so you know, those do cost $0.015 each. They're coming from a Colorado number with no ability to text back, but that is a way that you can just more directly kind of change up how you're reaching out to them. Maybe they get an email for attendance automation, and then they get a text message for a miss you email. You know, you can kind of switch those up as you see fit. One other thing that Nichole talked about really quickly is just under lookup codes, and that's going to be your prospect statuses. We talked about this in the prospect funnel webinar, but this is a place where you can look into your prospect sources and make sure that you're coding everyone who is a referral with that referral prospect source. And you can even narrow it down by what program they were referred through. So referral, you know, Christmas special or something like that. And you can kind of create these to make sure that you're tagging people appropriately and seeing how well these prospect referral programs are working. So you can check in with these people, you know, when it's July 4th, after it's been 6 or 7 months, and make sure that they're still with you, or did they all leave, or, you know, what's the stickiness of those members who are referred through that program. And then you can decide whether you want to run it again during the next holiday season, or if it's not worth your time. So definitely create out as many prospect sources as you need to make sure that you're tracking those referrals appropriately. And then those automations can also work towards those people. And again, that'll be kind of more informed in the automations webinar. But those are the main automations that we go over as far as retention and marketing. You'll also see some new member ones that you can have go out, you know, 1 week after they started, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, just checking in. And again, this is another way to make sure that those members are happy, or to express concern with how they see your gym or the issues that they're seeing. So let's say in the 4-week automation, you include in this email not only some information about the gym, but also a survey that allows them to kind of fill out their information. Once again, a kind of not flaw with this, but a thing that you might see is that you don't know how many times they've attended after 4 weeks. So you may want to set that up again based on attendances rather than the amount of time that has passed. But either way, you're getting that information out there, and they're able to know about your referral program, like you on Facebook, take surveys, you know, whatever information you want to have go out to them. So I'm just going to check with Mike, see if we have any questions, and see if there's anything that we want to talk about here on the webinar.
Cool. All right. We got one question about sending out feedback surveys and how often you should send those out. I would say I would recommend doing it no more than every 6 months. You definitely don't want to over ask, and I also recommend doing that based on attendances as well. Asking people who attend more often, they're more likely to give you that feedback. So asking, you know, especially if you have, you know, a good group of members, a solid membership base at your gym, it'll take a while for you to kind of work through asking all of them, especially if it's a personal phone call. If you're sending out surveys more like on an automated email, again, I would do that either every 6 months or you could say every maybe 50 classes. So don't do it too often. You will get valuable feedback for sure every time. Not every time, not everyone's going to do it, but the feedback you get will be valuable. So make sure not to overdo it would be my recommendation there.
Perfect. So that's really all the questions we had. Again, I'll be sending out the prospect funnel webinar and the automations webinar along with the recording of this. So if you missed the first part or had to dip out at any point, you can definitely rewatch that. There will be a survey after the webinar that asks questions about topics you'd like to hear coming up, as well as if you would attend a Zen Academy, an in-person meet up to talk over some topics like reporting or automations, what have you, and also where you would like that to be, just so we can know for next year. But thanks for joining us today. Go to that landing page to check out future webinars. We have one coming up in 2 weeks, so feel free to check those out, as well as the benchmark surveys, which was at zenplanner.com/survey. So we'll see you next time.